Okay, I'd say welcome back again, but I fucking hate all of you for letting me go through with this. No, seriously, Ray, fuck you, Evans. Not gonna fuck you because you'd like it too much. So we're trying to do stage 3, which has the fun little, or at least stage 3 one, has the fun little gimmick of basically being shrouded in darkness and you relying on the lightning to illuminate the area so you can see where to make the jumps while it's still dark. Also introduces the flame as an enemy. And yeah, they're nothing special about them, they're just fireballs that seem to think and move by themselves. As you can see, I'm completely screwing up a huge amount of stuff here, repeatedly. In my defense, this was recorded at like midnight under the influence of a lot of beer and pizza. Like, a lot. So, this is far, far from the best I can actually do. And if you see any inconvenient pauses where it looks like I'm doing it I'm just stopping and waiting for the hell of it, it's probably because I stopped to get another drink. Because ludicrous amounts of drink is the only way I'm going to finish this entire series. And I know I said I'd do all 3. That's not actually what I said though. What I said was I'd do all the Ninja Gaiden games, and then some smartass, who shall remain anonymous, and no, he's not an EP member so we can't flush him out that way, reminded me there's actually 5 games in the series. There's the... it's actually the that's not counting the arcade game, by the way. As you see me completely getting screwed by a knife-wielding maniac and a flame. But there's the 3, there's also... I was at the arcade game, and I believe a Game Gear port, possibly a Master System one on top of that. There was a Mega Drive port, but since it was never released, I'm not actually going to count it, because potentially 5 games is bad enough. And we see that whore of an enemy make a reappearance. Basically, the only way you're going to get anywhere near that guy without losing health is to whack him with a ranged attack before he can do anything to you. It's really the only way that works. And thank God for the health recovery power-ups in this game, because obviously you can see I'm not doing things anywhere near as perfectly as I was when I was doing the original recording method, which is why it's going to take about 10 minutes just for me to get through stage 3. So yeah, you'll get to see me be the centerpiece of a Satyr gangbang about 7 times in a row there, and then abuse the hell out of the ranged attack I have, because, you know, and yeah, you'll notice I didn't have any shadow clones to start. That's because I died at the start of stage 3 before I was recording, and subsequently, you know, had to restart. So, no shadow clone for me. And have I mentioned recently how much I hate this game? And here we see a return of the fucking birds. Alfred Hitchcock has shit on these motherfuckers. The entire... it's kind of sad. Far and away the most dangerous things in the Ninja Gaiden games thus far are not actually the humans, it's the fucking wildlife. See me die there, because you can't actually jump backwards as far as you can jump forwards. You'll probably see me save state and restart sections quite a number of times. Not because I took damage, but because I grabbed the wrong power-up. For most bosses, the Flaming Shuriken is the power-up of choice. It makes them a hell of a lot easier. Some bosses you want the upward flame launcher, others you just want whatever you can get your hands on. And for some reason I blame Fraps for this. You'll notice frames disappearing. Polly does not want a power-up, Polly wants to rip you limb from limb. And yeah, the complete dodginess with the game's respawning is still apparently you notice me sleazing a little bit of damage to get across there. There comes a point when you stop worrying about actually doing this undamaged and start worrying about getting to the end. Because, frankly, it's a hell of a lot easier to sleaze the bosses than it is to make it through the stage unhurt. And we have skeletons, we have escaped Jason Voorhees wannabes. We have something that looks like one of Astaroth's alternate costumes from Soul Calibur. And no, I don't mean the member, for those of you that have been around long enough to know that. Shame on you for still being around. And here's the boss. This is a long, slow, drawn-out boss fight because I frankly didn't really give a fuck. It's also one of the few ones where it's not possible to chain up massive amounts of damage with the use of the Shadow Clones. You have to pick him apart hit by hit. Or at least I haven't found a method that lets you do otherwise. So he'll take one hit, then he flies back up in the air. He's invulnerable while he's on the ground. And the Shadow Clone's actually kind of dangerous for this one. Because if you're not at the right distance and you leave one up there to hit him, what will happen is it will hit him, inflict the point of damage, and he'll drop down right on top of you for about 3 points. Now, I'm sure you can all do the basic math, that's not a winning proposition. So yeah, he shoots what appear to be balls of stone at you, which is what you'd need to actually play this game in the first place, and some sort of high explosive, which, and this caught me repeatedly, is not actually stopped by the platforms. Very annoying. I misspoke earlier, you can actually click him for multiple hits if you time it right with the shurikens. He's invulnerable once he hits the ground, he's not invulnerable until then. So if you can sting him multiple times on the way down, you will actually inflict a bit of damage. That's easier said than done though. You'll notice I do actually have more than one Shadow Clone. It's just not displaying the second one for reasons I have no idea about. And you'll notice, contact with him is pretty painful. But I think we're overlooking the entire point here, and that it appears to be some sort of robotic, giant flying coalescent. We thought this shit was extinct. No, they just went underground and became very, very skilled in cybernetics. In fact, James Cameron is one of them. But, it's quite an annoying boss fight because, unlike the other ones, it's very slow. At least if you... Normally you can just sleaze the fuck out of things with the Shadow Clones and the fights are all over really fast. And you notice I'm actually down only to a sliver of health here. Something looks at me the wrong way, I'll keel over. And I'm, as you'll see, and I'm out of actual special abilities. One thing you will notice with this game a lot is that changing direction tends to stick a little bit. You can't just tap it and turn around, you actually have to move a bit. So our Terminator fish, jellyfish thing, is dead. And we have another fucking cutscene. I reckon they make up about a third of this bloody game. So no, Kojima is not the first person to screw you like this. Important plot relevant information. Okay, so we have a large purple-hilted sword which glows white, sprays white stuff and stuns someone hit in the face by it. I'm going to leave that to you to puzzle out what that particular thing means. And if you need, a hint, it's Ray's penis. This guy's actually turning out to be more bloody useful than Ryu himself is. So, which is, unfortunately for most games, typical of the, sidekick. He may be awesome, and he may be far smarter than the actual main character, because the main character is constrained, A, by the writing, and B, by the person playing him, but he's usually more useful. Seriously, the Maze of Darkness. The fuck, if I run into any Minotaurs down, I'm gonna throw a shit fit. And we'll will be right back after these commercials.